computer. Hold on one second. I'm about to put something on for y'all. And then I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm doing it. Well, I guess I'll tell y'all why I'm doing it while YouTube is pulling up. So hey everybody, it's your girl Wisdom. And we've learned some very, like, I'm positive what I've learned is true. There's too many, those key elements that only you can see, where you go, I know I pulled out the smallest, like, if that was possible, then the smallest thing. Hey, knowledge in the building. Um, so I know, like, there was these things that was just the smallest things. And to see them come true on the other side lets me know that really puts together the pieces of what's coming. Good morning, Linda B. Linda B. All right, this is what I want to play for y'all. I want to play a song. I'm only gonna play a part of it because uh, YouTube be tripping. So, but I gotta play the song. Y'all know what song it is. It's the title of the video, right? Because so many of us, as we think about what's coming, right? We all see all the signs from every which way, from aliens to polar shift to CME to asteroids to the Antichrist, the Gog and Magog. Is so many different things, right? And as I speak to people, the number one thing I keep hearing is, man, what do you do? From zombies, you know what I mean? So it's almost as if we're losing the will to fight. Like, there we go. I think that's it. It's like we're losing the will to fight. And we got to bring that back. Like, remember the dream I told you guys about, how if we're not spunky during the time, hey Dinky, if we're not, I'm saying hi to the chat just for anybody who can't see the chat. Hold on, wait. Let's pull this up. Now it's gonna make me do the little thing. But let's put the there we go. Let's put that out until that's done. But it's like we look at it and we go, what can you do? Like, that's too much. Zombies, asteroids, all that kind of stuff. But like I was telling y'all, in that dream, we had to stay spunky for the kids, okay? And I'm gonna tell y'all other parts of that dream has come true. I'm gonna tell y'all about them in a second, but hold on, let me pause this. It's queued up now, but let me pause it. Y'all remember, go back when I was living in the other house, okay? And I woke up in the middle of the night because I had a dream, and I went live right when I woke up because I knew I was gonna lose the details, and I ain't have paper, but I had a phone, so I went live. But in that dream, my cousin was laying on the couch and she was sleeping, and but like in a lazy, lethargic kind of way. Like, she wasn't really asleep, but she was asleep, but she wasn't really asleep, kind of thing. And there was this baby, little boy. It was a little boy next to her. And all of a sudden, fire and brimstone start coming down on the earth. Like, everything was catching fire, okay? And I was a prepper, but nobody in my family would believe me about what was coming. So at that point, I was begging my cousin to get up and protect the baby. You got to protect this baby. But she was just laying there, And since some things have happened, y'all go back and look at the other videos. I'm gonna respect her wishes and not say nothing, but some things have happened in that regards, right? But if we're not knowledgeable and spunky, right, we're gonna not protect the baby, our kids, the young generation, because that's who they after, okay? So we gotta be able to protect them in a manner of having some hope, believing that God Himself can get us through whatever the worst scenario is. And even though I'm here telling it to you, right, it's not as if I'm telling it to you to make you afraid. No, 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 no. I'm telling it to you to empower you to know that God gives us lily pads. That's the point of the prophets. What reason would you have a prophet if he wasn't giving you a lily pad to say they about to punch you, they coming this way, step that way, they coming this way, step that way. So that's what we're gonna do, is the reinfect hope. I mean, just through brainstorming. We about to brainstorm. Y'all go ahead and talk up. Let's get the chat lit up. Let's play the, hold on, now it's time to play the thing. Hold up. Come on, y'all. We gonna survive this. We gonna survive this. I don't know who they think. We serve a God. And we learn. Come on, and now we're back. Hey, from outer space. Hey. So I'm telling y'all, we can totally survive this. I don't want to play too much or they'll flag me or something. But we can totally survive this. We just have to be spunky and believe them. Believe God in what's going on, and make the proper precautions and the proper steps, and be innovative. That was what I hope this would be about, is us being innovative together. I'll read the chat and if you got an idea, let us be innovative on ways to survive the worst conspiracies. I will survive with my Heavenly Father. Hallelujah. My phone has a mind of its own. Just put out our words. Well, I love you. Okay, so let's go through the first one. So we already did that. I will survive, y'all. That's why we're here. We have to infect you with hope. Because if you don't, let's say you're literally like, I'm older, I got bad knees, I'm not in the best health, or my kids won't listen, and I'm trying to tell people, but y'all got this going down with the ship mentality, and it doesn't have to be that way. Even if your situation is limited, like, even if your circumstances and your situation is limited, you don't have to go down with the ship. You can you going to see as I go through this list, and I'm telling you, God himself gave me this list. But you know what he said? This is going to be a couple of prophecies fulfilled in this moment. One of them is the wise will instruct many, and they will do exploits. But what was the other one, Father? He was trying to tell me another one. Okay, well, let's go back to it and he'll bring it back up again. So yeah, we're at this point where we're acting hopeless within it, and we have to infect, like, believe that God is real. If we're listening to all this stuff and we're paying attention to what's going on in the world, then it got to be for a reason. This can't just be for entertainment. So if it's for a reason, let's figure out a way to survive what we have learned. Y'all are all over YouTube looking for what's going on videos too. So let's use the information that we've learned about each one of these conspiracies to listen to God and make a creative step to the side. Like think about if we did this through each one of them and we was ready, like it was almost like a choreographed dance where we're stepping to the side on each one of them. Look, they looking stupid, you know what I mean? It's kind of like what they did with the George Floyd thing. They had us protest. That was the first time ever in human history that anyone's protested all around the world about a black man being killed. So that was the setup. That man was definitely, they did that on purpose. That was crazy. But we didn't react the way they wanted us to react. So now a little bit more of it became the light. You get what I'm saying? So as we make sure we don't react the way they want us to act, we could do this. That's the goal. You get what I'm saying? Y'all with me? Okay. So this is what I want you to do. Go back. Remember when COVID was happening and the channels you watched that kept you up to date on what was happening during COVID, like the different laws that was being passed and the different measures that was being made and the different prophecies of how measures would go. You get what I'm saying? Go back and watch those videos. Why? Because you need to see clear as day that they played us. Like, no, you need to be up on it. You get what I'm saying? You need to be like, up. Now, mind you, I'm just doing what a watchman do. right? I have the legal right to warn the people and let the people come up with ideas so that we can survive what they're planning. Because it's obvious now. Like, we know, they know, we see, all right, they say lead the world. They didn't put, the president didn't put out a movie called Lead the World Behind. It, at this point, we should be allowed to talk about this stuff, okay? So I'm not going to care about if they censor me, because stop doing stuff if you don't want people to talk about it. Like, this, oh, don't even get me started. Okay, so go back and watch those videos, because then you can see who was putting in what rule and who was leading what legislation and how it's affected you in the future, so that you can see when someone's coming in a certain person's name what they're really coming for, because they've already betrayed you once. You get what I'm saying? So believe them. It's time to believe them. It's time to believe them. Okay. And I'm gonna say believe us, all right? Because I really believe God sent me here, especially to tell you guys what's going on and how to survive this thing. So I'm gonna start off with my prophecy first, okay? Now this is a conspiracy theory. Maybe I should do my prophecy last, but y'all know my prophecy. So yeah, we're gonna do mine last. We're gonna do mine last. So I got a list of all of the biggest conspiracies that it seemed like we can't make it through. You get what I'm saying? That's what the ones that I have on this list. Not the ones we know we can make it through, but the ones it seems like we can't make it, right? All hope is lost, right? But if God is coming to individually help each other, I mean, help each one of us, then wouldn't he do it like the way he did it in like person to person, like this is how you get to here. This person will give you grace to get there. This person will give you grace to get there. What you say, my love? Yup, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You telling the truth. So if you go back and watch that COVID stuff, you will see. You will see it clear as day, because all the hype and all the whatever was in it is, there. That's in the past. You in the future now. Okay. So now, according to that minute to midnight one, right? No, I don't know if I want to do that one first. Yeah, no, I'll do that one. I'll do that one, because that was the last thing we were talking about. Okay, so according to that minute to midnight one, there was it's basically the Ezekiel 38, the Gog and Magog prophecy, right, about them coming to do a pogrom and slaughter people and take a spoil and take people off to camps and all this other stuff, right? So if that's the one, right? We did all the research, so we saw they signed the sovereignty over on 9/22. Now it's technically legal. All the legislation has been done for them to start kicking indoors, right? And we also talked about in our last video, they have to actually kick indoors, because that's how they're going to take a spoil. That's what they're doing. They're taking a spoil, right? So that's important to know, okay? Now, this seems like, if you're an older lady, you like in your 60s, 70s, this seems so unsurmountable. Like, how am I going to deal with this one, right? And my family acting funny and ain't nobody listening. How am I going to deal with this one, right? And you may have limited means, So this is why I mean that this is meant to empower you, okay? So this is what you got to do. Build a hiding place within your home, or around your home. Decide where you're going to hide. That's the Bible on that. For the older person that can't come out and fight, they kicking in doors. You can't come out and fight. You got to hide. You get what I'm trying to say? So you see the lily pad? Now your goal is to build a place to hide. Like really scout it out, for your size. If you got like a grandson or somebody that's good at building stuff, maybe he won't be there, but he could build you something in the meantime, like ASAP time. Building trap doors and a wall. Like, it don't gotta be a full room. It could just be a wall where it's enough room to sit down on a crate. You get what I'm saying? So building an inner wall so that you can hide. That's the goal, right? And so if they kicking indoors, you got a place to hide, okay? Buy smoke bombs. Buy smoke bombs. right? So they kicking indoors, right? So you gotta put some distance between you and them. Buy smoke bombs that you could throw in the house. Buy smoke bombs, okay? Very important. I hope y'all with me. I hope this is making sense too. Y'all see, we're getting empowered. We will survive. I don't know who they was playing like dummies when they put Megan Thee Stallion on the stage to sing about a Chinese sex trafficker, sex traffic worker. You get what I'm saying? They've been playing us like we've been stupid for way too long, y'all. Come on, share this video too with people that you know need to know how to survive. Ain't no going down with the ship. This is life, and we finish strong. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm gonna finish strong. When I go down, it's gonna literally be, it was my last breath, kicking and screaming. Like, you know how many people tell me, like, we all sit and we'll talk about how would we act or what would we have done if we grew up in Jesus' time? Like, how would we have believed them? What would we have done if we were in their time? Well, at this point, we're saying we ain't gonna do a doggone thing. Like, because we in that time where this is biblical. That my name wisdom. Like, go read the book. They like, no, there's my girl knowledge. Like, no, the Antichrist, they go read the book. We in the book. So what you gonna be doing? I just want to, oh, I'm sorry. That one is like, come on. We said, what would we be doing? Don't go down with the ship. That's silly. That's silly. Like, finish strong. Finish strong, y'all. I'm telling you the truth. All right, so buy smoke bombs, okay? Buy fireworks. You know what I mean? Those ones where you can hold them and they shoot out. That's how you could back somebody up that's coming in, invading your home, coming in your house, okay? Now, mind you, these are just brainstorms. If you got some brainstorms about what could we do, if we're thinking spunky, if we're thinking, not with my last breath, I'm gonna fight. With my last breath, I'm gonna try to survive. If you thinking like that, what would you say do? Because that's how we're thinking. Yeah, it may not work, but the truth is we was already prepared to die. So we might as well try to survive for the children. It ain't for you. I'm not telling you to survive for you. I'm telling you that they want to grab these kids, take them off to re-education to camps, retrain them in their evil ways, and now we're back in 1492 and the babies done came up in slavery again. You get what I'm saying? Because they getting rid of us. So we gotta be their warriors. That's why I'm saying do this. You get what I'm saying? So it ain't so that you could, I'm ready to go home. I get it. But the baby's gonna need, you're a library of information. The babies are gonna need you. Real talk. Every older person that die is like a library that dies for the next generation. That's how they've been able to get this over on us. Right? No, we can't, we gotta stay spunky. Okay. So now about guns. Now, I got two ways about this, right? One of them is the Bible does say have your sword at your side when you're lacing up your boots. It does say that. And there's several places where, like the story of Elijah where he said kill them all. You give it him says so there's places. But Christ did come, right? Christ did come. And we cannot deny that. That's the moment where it's the Old Testament versus New Testament, because Christ did come. And what was said in the New Testament is, if you kill by the sword, then you're gonna die by the sword. And if you are to taken into captivity, then into captivity you should go. Now, I'm feeling like captivity is what God is saying. I really do. But I feel like he gonna lead us, like he says it in the book too, in the New Testament, that when the time come, I'm gonna talk for you. I'm gonna do what needs to be done for you. But you gotta first have him in your heart to really even let that process begin. So that one is a rough one, because remember what I told you guys yesterday about them being sadistic too. Now, oh, and when I was telling you yesterday about do what's right, I said that wrong. Do what's right by God. Do what's right by God. You get what I'm saying? So that's a whole different sentence than do what's right. Y'all see the difference? Because if it do what's right, it might be, I don't know, it might be something that's against God that your culture makes you think is okay, but it's not right by God. So do what's right by God in their presence. So they might try to make you do something wrong, and you got to stand on firm like Daniel and them and do what's right by God. That's because, and a lot of times that's going to push them back because they're sadistic. You get what I'm saying? In their minds, they feel like they're avenging evil. You get what I'm saying? So they're acting, their whole goal is the evil type of vengeance. You know what I mean? So God was telling me that if you treat them like uh, the righteousness of God, there we go. Be the righteousness of God. That's the word, right? Be the righteousness of God when it comes to them. So that's what I would do, is try to be the right. Like, so if you're not good with a gun, all you're gonna do is get it taken from you, and you gonna get yourself killed or somebody else killed. But if you good with a gun, maybe, So that's all I could say about the gun aspect. But I know that if you read that, the Bible is a gun. If you read that Bible and is able to give God's words to these people properly, in context properly, then I know God gonna make a move for you. I really do. I've seen him do it time and time again. Remember, I told y'all this man held me prisoner in a garage back when I was in my 20s. But I started talking about God to him properly, about God, and that man let me go. Just know that's the truth. All right, Dinky says bear spray for the invasion. Yes, if they come in your house, bear spray is another one. Something, anything you can do to keep them as far away from you while you're getting away, creating a barrier between you and them, is what we got to do. Yes, y'all, come on, like this video, because this is the empowerment. Let's not go down with the ship. That's silly. That's silly. That means they won. We giving them victory. No, God's people are ever ready. They're watchmen on the wall. Why watch if you're not gonna make no moves? If you're not gonna believe that God could give you the tools to survive. Okay. The next one, we still on kicking indoors. If they decide they kicking indoors, remember what Ezekiel 38 said, that they coming to take a spoil. Hide your treasures. And I want to tell y'all something about that. Y'all know all those people that's talking sovereignty and all that other stuff, and that if you sign your name a certain kind of way and the government may, you know what I'm talking about, right? Now, I did extensive research on that, right? And a lot of what they saying ain't true. A lot of what, like, sign your name and send it, notarize, all this stuff. A lot of what they saying ain't true. But I will tell you what is true. Having a treasure on your property, like, and make a map to it, that literally does something along the lines of, let's say you're taken away to another country and then have to come back to this country. You make your way back home. Let's say they capture you and then you make your way back home. Having that treasure map gives you legal right to be here. You get what I'm saying? Having a real treasure and a map for it, like, I read it in, like, law. I ain't read, nobody told it to me. I had read the law on it. You know what I mean? So having this treasure is important. Okay. So they're also coming to take a spoil, right? So literally, take your stuff and hide it. Make a treasure. You got a lot of food. Don't just leave it in the house, maybe in the cabinet. Maybe put it in a Tupperware thing and hide it on the property somewhere, or hide it, dig a hole, put it in the ground if you want to, whatever the case may be. But hide for the conspiracy of kicking indoors, and for the Ezekiel 38 Gog and Magog prophecy. Okay. All right, let's go on to the next one. Solar CME, right? That just, what we gonna do about that, right? What we gonna do about that? That's the gamma ray. That's the one where it's gonna burn up half of the country. I mean, yeah, half of the world that's facing the sun, then be plunged in darkness. You get what I'm saying? And these radiation and disruption of radiations coming through, that kind of thing, right? So as y'all know, I've always been a person who tells you to buy the EMF fabric and make a vest out of it. by the EMF fabric and make a vest. So what we know about radiation is that it destroys your organs. That's what it does bad to people. It pierces the organs. Okay. So if you make a vest out of EMF material, that is the way to lessen the probability of death. You get what I'm saying? That's important. Now, like I said, this is to believe that you can. Now, this gonna sound bad. Through all these conspiracies, many people gonna die. Many people gonna die. What I'm saying is having the faith to believe that you don't have to be one of them. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. Having the faith to believe that you don't have to be one of them. And I'm trying to give you the empowerment to say that's why God gave us free choice and free will, so we can do some of these things, okay? So back to it. Making the vest out of EMF material, all right? The next one within that category is potassium pills, right? That's also one for if they do a new, right? Is these potassium pills, okay? They protect your body from that type of gamma, all those types of radiations, okay? Once it, if the solar gets to the point where it breaks the atmosphere, right, then you're going to need blankets. Now another thing you could do with those blankets is sew the EMF material underneath the blanket, and now you at least got a comfortable warm blanket, right? Or sew the EMF material on the bottom and then the fire retardant one on the top, with the inside being a comforter. It'll be at least a comfortable blanket. You get what I'm saying? Now I got to do more research on this, but I remember something about them painting roofs black, or so that they absorb the radiation. But do the science on this. Go do the science on this yourself, because I remember doing some science, and it made me think like it was mirror. Like you should probably collect mirrors and put them on your roof. You get what I'm saying? That's what I when I did the study on, because the black was absorbing it. It was pulling it in. You needed something to reflect it off. You know what I mean? So, yeah, when I did the study, it was mirror and possibly like silver blue, bluish silver. Dinky said, I was thinking painting an X on my roof. Like, hit me. No, that's against what we're saying. That's the total opposite of what we're saying. We're saying no, you gotta have belief. Don't hit me first. I'm gray. Stay from out of here. I'm rubber, you glue, whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks back to you type. Like put a mirror up there. Oh my goodness. That's what I mean. No, the opposite of that. All right, so we going next with water poisoning. Okay, water poisoning. We already said that baking soda was seemed to be through fact. Like I gave receipts on everything I said yesterday, right? So baking soda really does seem to neutralize something where illness can't really stick to you. You know what I mean? Water filtration systems, okay, and like try if you can get you the really good one, get the really good one. But also there's other ways, like be innovative. Not that gives you something new, to something empowering to look for on YouTube. You get what I'm saying? So go look on how to filter water. You know what I mean? um but also focus on the system on how to use this product, right? um I don't know what that means. You got to give a little bit more about that knowledge before I say that, because people can't see the chat after it's over. But give me more on that, because there's gonna be a lot of backfire on what. So write more in there on that. Um, what else about the water? Oh, and so collect water right now. Like no, in any container, like you got a leftover, like once you're done with your detergent, Yeah, fill it back up with some water. Not to drink, to clean. These water you're gonna need to stay clean because when this is how like not being clean is how disease comes in. Which means if you people in the house all sick and they want to come, tracing people and taking y'all off to a place, they can. You get what I'm saying? So let's stay healthy so nobody can take us off anywhere. You know what I mean? Um, all right, the next one is the 3 days of darkness. Okay, 3 days of darkness. This is going to happen. It's going to happen. The fact that there is a geophysical event coming and we're watching the poles shift and we're watching the climate change. I don't know if the ground gonna break open and darkness gonna come from there, or if the sky gonna open and darkness gonna come from there. But according to the Bible, God Himself come on the earth, and that's why darkness comes. But either way it go, it's coming. I'm positive it's coming. It's true. It's coming. Right. So with that being said, I believe some people believe you all you need is black bags for your windows. That ain't me, right? I believe you need boards. Why would you put bags on your windows when you could put boards? You get what I'm saying? So if you could afford some boards, go buy you some boards and board up the window, right? Because if there's something outside that shouldn't be outside that's trying to get in, it ain't get like a black plastic bag ain't stopping it from tearing or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So I got boards. I got boards stacked up all around here. Every single window got a board for it that covers the whole window to where no light getting out. They'd think this house was a boarded up house when they came to it. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I want to say for the 3 days of darkness is boards that fit to the window where it blocks out all light from the outside. Okay. Candles. Now I need to repent about these candles because as y'all know, it said it so many places. We researched it. God Himself gave me the formula for like the why like the 144,000 gonna have light in their dwelling candles. But He really taught me a lesson with it too. He basically showed me that some things are too valuable to even be near the market. You know what I mean? Because that was the manifestation of God's protection. So I was like, I'm not gonna touch that no more. The people that I love and the people that really are there and support, they got their candles. But so I want to repent on that one because I think that was more about God to teach me a lesson about how the importance, the value of certain things. But make sure you got your candles, make sure you got your candles. Um, your black trash bags, right? So let's say you can't get boards for all the windows, but maybe the downstairs windows you will put boards on, and the upstairs windows you will black out with trash bags, right? So still make sure you have them. Make sure you have tape, a staple gun, a drill, those types of things to fasten it to it, right? Of course make sure okay, when God showed me the 3 days of darkness, I've always told y'all it's more like 30 days. I've always told y'all that's three score is, I know they say that it's like 60 or something like that, but God Himself showed me it was like 30. So I can't go back on that. And y'all can say, we could agree to disagree, and I'm waiting by faith on God. Like, He told me something, so by faith I'm waiting. But I feel like the 3 days of darkness is really 30 days of darkness. Okay, so that's something to be prepared for with your supplies and the things that you have and your ability to stay in the house, right? If you are caught outside for any reason, once again, Isaiah 26:20, hide thyself. Okay, that's the goal. The goal through this whole next period is to hide thyself as much as possible. Okay. What else about the 3 days of darkness? Oh, read your Bible daily. Read your Bible daily, because our goal during the 3 days of darkness is to stay in our house and worship. And this was very important. Give your children a plan for the 3 days of darkness. right? Because they got to go to school and stuff, and the darkness is supposed to come around noon. Let's say we believe them. Let's say we believe that Bible. Amos chapter 8, the darkness comes at noon, right? So the kids might be in school, but give them a plan. Let them know if for some reason the sun ain't shining, you have a place to hide, and don't tell nobody where you're at in that school hiding. Hide, right? Or make sure you hear that darkness is falling. Get your butt home. You get what I'm saying? Make a plan with your kids for how they will be ready for being out in the public to know, hide. No, and then we all hide for until the sun come back out again. If the sun don't come back out again, we don't make no move. We hide. We hide for as long as we can. Okay? Uh Okay, what else? I think that was it for that one. All right. But now let's go to my prophecy. Okay. Um, I told you God showed me that He's gonna change the directions of the oceans, and that uh basically the ocean is gonna go through Mexico, through the top of Africa, through the Sahara Desert, through Israel, the Middle East, through all of that, all the way with India being an island of sorts. That's what God showed me, that He was gonna change the direction of the ocean. So, and the huge tsunami was coming because of it, like a really huge, like, basically, if the pole shift and then the moon does something kind of moonfallish, you get what I'm saying? Maybe not hitting the whole thing, but any change in that moon changes the water. So if the poles shift, that moon got to change, and the water is changed at that same time. So that's what my prophecy is, right? And so that means we're on the brink of like a real Mad Max, like beyond Mad Max. That's the prophecy where you go, what am I supposed to do about a tsunami coming into the, like, what am I gonna do about mile high water? And I'm telling you right now, if God be glorious and by faith you can survive such a thing. Now, as long as we ready ahead of time, right? As long as you heard the message and did one of these and prepared accordingly, there's a way to survive a tsunami. Okay, so let's talk about it. All right. Now, um, you remember the movie Fifth Wave? You remember the movie Fifth Wave? Right, and you know they were on Lake Erie at the Cuyahoga, like they were in Cuyahoga County. I know that, right? um and they climbed that tree, or better yet, remember in the movie Impossible, that's what they end up doing, climbing a tree. So how about beforehand you pick the biggest tree on your property and create a way to get up there? Like pay somebody to make, or you could even get some boards, where you can climb up the tree, just right up, get some boards like 2x4s, and put like, the four inside the tree where it's that, but make sure it's long enough so that you can step up on it. That's even if you're an older person, you can do that, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find the tallest tree on my property, and I'm gonna build, because I'm an older lady. My knees are bad. I can't just go climb no doggone tree. You give it. I can't go climb no doggone tree. So the Bible says, "Work while it's daylight," right? So now's the time. Like, picture they done did something where they made a tsunami come, and all of us that watched this broadcast went, okay, it'll be here. How long? All right, let me just run out here and just climb up my tree real quick and wait. You get what I'm saying? That is something that we can do in preparation. Okay. The next thing that we can do, I thought about it. I sat here and I thought about it. I thought about it. I thought about it. Like, of course, we all think boat. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. That a boat ain't gonna work because too much debris. It's too big. It ain't gonna work. No boat. Right? A life jacket. Now that will work. How? Why did I think about that? The movie Impossible. Now think about it. All this debris coming, all this stuff coming. Picture if you had a life jacket and you buckle down like this, right? You put yourself in a ball, let it took you to the top. The life jacket take you to the top of the water, right? Cause don't be doing this cause stuff gonna stab you. So you gotta just do this until you get to the top, right? Go to the top, and then you can find your way to grab onto a tree limb or something like that. Okay, I'm just being honest, and I know some of you like, oh, she sound crazy, but the many people gonna die. What if God sent me to say this so that you had the life jacket and you made it to the top? And like God lives in the miracle. He lives in the miracle. So why wouldn't he give you provisions for the vision? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't, once you did put on the life jacket and did the whole thing, he make sure you don't get stabbed? You get what I'm saying? Or you get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is believe you can survive, because that's the only way we're going to survive. I really want you to do some studies on the Holocaust. Do some studies on it. Like, if y'all know, we as conspiracy theorists, we believe that they test stuff before they do it. So that means they tested that, because those that say they are not are, you get what I'm saying? We could quote Revelations chapter 3 and not be anti-Semitic, because we believe in our God. We can't say our God over there. I mean, they can't say their God over our God. Our God said, those that say they are Jews but are not, but are actually the synagogue of Satan. What if they did a test run on those innocent people and did this whole thing to make them believe, who they were? You get what I'm saying? But it was a test run, and they coming back for the real people. And like how Gog and Magog say, is they're in unwalled villages, sitting up fat and happy, and believes nothing's gonna happen to them. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, right? Um, we can survive. Okay, we can survive. All right, I'm gonna go to the last part of this. I hope I'm staying with y'all. What you say, my love? They stopped doing lead paint in houses, saying it was bad, but it was really because signals and radiation couldn't penetrate it. Wow, wow, that's something for everybody to look into, y'all, because I could see them doing that. I could totally see them doing it. That's what they would do. Yeah, probably. There's a lot of things that they stopped allowing us to have because of the fact that they knew that it was thwarting their plans. You know what I mean? So I believe that. Like for instance, taking the sodium bicarbonate out of the water. Sodium bicarbonate used to always be in the water because it comes through the rocks and the water filters through it. So it was always in the water. But now they separated the two in order to have a market and make people sick. So it makes sense. Uh Snuggle Time said the life jacket is a good idea. Praise God, right? Like, if it don't work, we're gonna die. But without it, we gonna die. You get what I'm saying? So we might as well buy a life jacket. Something else I thought about buying? It's our money, and we're conspiracy theory hobbyists, right? So why not do it? I thought about buying a bulletproof jacket, like a bulletproof vest. Like, they $179 on Amazon. So I thought about it, like, for the kicking indoors situation. You know what I mean? Like, look, I was joking. I was like, they signed the thing with the UN, and you know how the UN come in and they baby blue. They got their blue helmet, they blue vest. I said, I'm gonna be sitting there looking like that. I'm gonna have a blue helmet and a blue bulletproof jacket and just be ready for 'em. Might as well. Might as well. Ain't it all hilarious too at this point? So if we don't do, like, it ain't gonna be funny when it happened. But if we do some things to be ready for it, it's gonna be a little funny when it happened. You know what I mean? So we might as well be, enjoy that part, that God is that kind, that generous to wake somebody up out their sleep, saying, no, we can survive. This doesn't have to be a moment of fear. This can be just a moment of empowerment. And the pessimist is looking at this like they are kidding themselves. Whatever the case may be, they're gonna die right away. Well, maybe not, because we serve a God, and it was fun going through this process. This is the hobby. This is the conspiracy theory hobby. What you say? Said inflatable raft tied in a tree or a roof. Yeah, but remember the debris. Watch the movie Impossible. Watch the movie Impossible. That you'll just be in a plastic bag by the time it be done. You know, if you watch that movie Impossible, you really do see the level of debris in that type of tsunami, and it's literally like riding in thorns is what these people were riding in, you know. So okay, so I got now the next part of this. Hold on. Oh, fire and brimstone. Yes, if we're going to do a video about the worst, how to survive the worst conspiracies, the worst prophecies ever, then fire and brimstone got to be one of them, right? Because here we go. That's what he said he was going to do. In Ezekiel 38, when they came to do what they was going to do, God himself said he was going to fire and brimstone the place, right? So that means we don't want to get caught in the crossfire. So a lot of us stayed in the city instead of leaving the place that God is about to attack. So since we're there, we have to be ready to survive it to help the children. Remember, it ain't about helping you. You ain't... whatever, you'll make it to heaven, but it's about being the soldiers for the children. Remember, this is always about protecting the kids, protect the baby, right? So here we go. uh Fire and brimstone, you're gonna need fire retardant blankets. You're gonna need water. Collect water right now. I can't say it enough. Forget just cleaning. Remember my dream. I when the fire and brimstone started coming down, I was begging my cousin, please, we gotta help the baby, please, because the baby was just sitting there, you know. And I had been prepping water, and I had coveted this water. You know what I mean? This was going to be the water we were going to drink when things went bad. But because it was fire and brimstone, I didn't have enough water. I had to pour out the water on the baby in order to stop the fire from getting the baby. I had to pour all my water out. You get what I'm saying? But in the dream, it was a choice making moment. Just before I woke up, I chose to pour the water out on the baby. But I was so like, when I woke up, I told y'all I ain't got enough. We ain't got nearly enough water. You get what I'm saying? We ain't got nearly enough water. So that's why I've been collecting water in anything I can collect it in pools, in buckets, in not buckets, barrels, old um laundry detergent containers, bleach containers, pop containers, juice containers, anything. I was doing it even in these, but I stopped doing it in these. That was silly. So I moved on to 2 liters. You know what I mean? But if you know, which these are good water bombs, if you know, so fill up some of these too. You know, these are good water bombs, right? Um, So water, start collecting it obsessively. We see, no. This isn't not like this ain't unwarranted. Remember they destroyed the water up there in Flint, and then the other guy pressed the button, the number of bows priest. It was like 340 times he pressed the number. I mean the cancel button to let the water get destroyed. Come on now. Come on now. I know it gets, that's why y'all got to go back and watch some of y'all old videos, what we went through in 2020. It was crazy. And that type of thing coming back again, right? So do what it takes. Really, 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 really gather water. And it is plausible because they have been doing stuff. Y'all remember in Cleveland and New York, the whole East Coast, when the electricity went out and then we couldn't use the water in the sink anymore? Come on. Come on. Y'all got to believe it. And let's move towards doing something, right? Fire envelope. I have one, but it's under the bed and I'm not going for it. But to put your important documents in, like the deed to the house, the birth certificate, identification. But a fire retardant envelope, they sell them at Big Lots, you know. So get you, or get it on Amazon. But they're not expensive. I think they're under $10, right? But then again, inflation nowadays, I don't know, you know, I don't know how much stuff is. Uh, okay, that's that for that. Now, let's go back to providing for your limitations. Okay, so this is the last little section I got on here. Okay, but providing for your limitations. I get it, y'all. I broke both my knees in half. I've been a smoker for like definitely a bad smoker ever since everything that happened. I'm working on it. Don't judge me. Me and God dealing working with it. Okay. Uh, I could barely walk to the barn without going, you get what I'm saying? All that. And then it made me think about my friend Tina, you know, God rest her soul. But we went to Dallas and she had to have her oxygen, you know, tank with her when she went, you know. I had to pick it up at the air, you know, the medical place and take it to the airport. Um, so I know that there's a lot of us out there with a lot of limitations, right? But now, work while it's daylight. Provide for your limitations right now, because you can. Like, that's very that as a prophet of God. Like, I ain't trying to say I'm a prophet of God, but you get what I'm saying. As a watchman, there we go. As a watchman, where God is feeding us information, let this information be worth something. Like, I did not do this for entertainment purposes. Like, y'all, do y'all know how much of a target we put on our head when we say that the truest truth? Like, look, Martin Luther King and them gone. Real talk, because they was helping the people, like giving them solutions and really helping them. So make it like, you know, heed this warning and listen to this information. This is very important. You know, take the time to provide for your limitations. Okay. So that means I got bad knees. I need knee braces on deck. Like, be ready with your knee brace on deck. Okay. Back braces, braces, you know, whatever it takes along those lines, because we're going to have to be more as Americans. That's why they made us fat and happy. This is Ezekiel 38, fat and happy, chilling. That's why they did it, is so we wouldn't be ready for the onslaught. That's why that fight the other night, that was a signal. Remember, that's how they communicate to each other. That was Mike Tyson, old black man, old man, coming up against a young northerner. Young northerner, like it was such a signal, right? So be ready with those types of things, like a brace, something to even the playing field, right? So if they come in to do stuff, then we got to even the playing field as much as we can, right? So with that being said, like I said, knee braces, back braces, wrist braces, a scooter, a four-wheeler, you know what I mean? Let's say you can. Let's say you can grab a four-wheeler real quick for grandma, right? Because y'all got to run up out of there. But grandma can't run. She can't run that far. And y'all got to go through the woods. You get what I'm saying? Buy a four-wheeler for grandma. You get what I'm saying? They on Facebook Marketplace, right? They on Facebook Marketplace. So get that for her. Make sure your riding lawnmower is up to par, full of gas and charged and ready to go, so that would not, once again, not for you. This for grandma. You know what I mean? This is for the one who ain't gonna make it too far, but gotta make it somewhere, right? This is a way to think outside the box, so that way you're empowered to know there's ways to get away. Like, if you're sitting there going, how am I gonna get away? Go get on that riding lawnmower with your grandkids running alongside, and y'all get away. That's how we gonna get away. Okay. So make sure your riding lawnmower is all, you know, tuned up and ready to go. Make sure you got wagons, right? You can't carry all that stuff and children and backpacks. This for the younger but older adult, your 30s. You got 3 kids with you, your backpack. You need a wagon. You need a wagon so you can put them kids in a wagon and roll them, or put the stuff in a wagon, they run next to you. That's you. That's the spunkiness I'm talking about. So, because your goal is to protect the kids. Remember, you're staying alive for the children. You are not staying alive for you. You staying alive for the children, right? If you don't like touching gross stuff, some gloves, right? It's gonna make it so much easier to go out there in the woods, or go out and, you know, wherever you gotta go, lay in the mud if you feel comfortable. So just make sure you got some gloves. You know what I mean? Just these are little things, but they're important things when you think about evening the playing field for the shock of being put into a nomadic situation. Because if you're in the city, that you're definitely about to get put in a nomadic situation. So having a good pair of hiking boots, that is so, like, my daddy was in the war, and I'm telling you, he said it, protect your feet at all costs. So make sure you got a good pair of hiking boots, some compression socks, um, you know, some of those compression pants, maybe something where you can feel, to even the playing field, where you will get a little bit further in the race, right? That's the goal. Um, Now, this gonna sound crazy, but it's true. It's a possibility. It's what you could do. People that have heart problems, that's what they gave everybody with that COVID shot, right? They gave them heart problems. That's the truth. That is a statistic. That's what's going on. Okay. But a lot of people aren't fully diagnosed yet. They just know they have a harder time breathing. You get what I'm saying? Because that's, a lot of people don't realize how shortness of breath is a big symptom of heart problems, right? So there's something called, so you may not have gotten prescription from your doctor yet for like the oxygen tank, but if you are eligible for it, get that prescription. Go ahead. It, like, maybe you kept thinking, I don't really need it all like that. It don't matter. Get it. Get that prescription. They have these where you got oxygen on your like a purse. You get what I'm saying? So if you're eligible for such a thing and don't got such a thing, I'm going to say shame on you. Get that thing. We are in the end times. And we talking about conspiracy of the end times. This is that time to hoard the medicine that you need to have. Know about how to wound rinsing, all that kind of stuff, right? Now, if you can't, let's say you can't get that kind of oxygen, right? They have an oxygen for hikers called in a can, and it's for altitude sickness, right? So they actually, you can buy oxygen. I bought it, and I'm telling you, I done used all mine, because honestly, it really does make your mind clear. You know what I mean? So it's not a waste of a buy, because it really does clear your mind for a second, because of the burst of oxygen. Okay. So look that up on. I bought it off eBay. It was cheaper on eBay, but they got it on Amazon too, right? But am I telling you get the oxygen for what I just talked about? No, no, no. I'm telling you to get it for the person that might have to run with you, that has heart problems, that have shortness of breath, right? Because they're going to have the stamina to get as far as possible. You've seen, what was that movie? The Harriet Tubman movie, where she had to take her whole family to the north. You get what I'm saying? So you need grandma or auntie or uncle or whoever to be able to have the best chance of getting as far as possible in this race for running for y'all lives, right? Remember, in the one prophecy, you can't trust the cavalry. The people who say they trying to help you, you can't trust them. You get what I'm saying? So that means you got to run and hide and get as far as you can on your own. Okay. Um, so if they're giving you prescriptions too, that's another thing. If they're giving you, like, let's say you got some antibiotic ointment because you got a cut, and they gave you pain medicine for it. But you didn't really need it. You know what I mean? They just gave it to you. They gave you a prescription for it, and you just went home and was like, I don't really need that. I'm okay. Get that prescription. Get it. Go get it. Go get that prescription. Real talk. We're on the brink of a Mad Max scenario, right? We're on the brink of a Mad Max scenario. Book of Eli scenario, right? Y'all do understand that. So anything that you can salvage to get us as far ahead in this race, or in this apocalypse, that's what the Bible says. Endure. Right, that was our command. We have to endure, and these blessed are those that come to the end of, I don't know, I think it was 1,335 days. So that he's like saying, endure. Blessed is the one who make it to the end, right? If we make it to the end, we're gonna be saved, right? That kind of thing. Now, I want to go back to another one. This one's gonna be a hard one, but it might not be, because God might be in you get what I'm saying, the plans. Like, when this thing happens, there's going to be an onslaught of refugees from all around the world, right? So if you're in a place that's more in the center of America or of your country where you know it's not going to get flooded by the redirection of the oceans, right? You know you're in a safe place. Know this, it's going to be flooded with refugees and people from the Calvary that we know we can't trust, right? So it's going to be flooded with people and things, right? Now is the time to build a community. Now is the time to build a community before the onset. So you need to, like, if you've been talking, there's certain neighbors that you talk to and got a what they call it, a good rapport with. Start talking to them about what's going on and how, because that's the only way to protect a neighborhood is to unite, like to move in unity, know who really is from there right now. You get what I'm saying? Because the onslaught, there's going to be a lot of people coming. And think about it. Let's say you're in the middle and these people are coming. The more neighbors you know, that's the bigger your barrier, like your surroundings. So like, you get what I'm saying? So these neighbors know these neighbors, these neighbors know these neighbors, these neighbors know these neighbors. And they now we got people that can tell us on the outside, like they coming, they coming, they coming, they coming. You get what I'm saying? So now's the time to build a community, and unity is key. And knowing who really does, like they did a good job of making sure we don't know who lives around us, right? So just being aware, or if you're really strong, introducing yourself, that may be a part of it too. Asking God for the introduction, asking God, that's the way you do it. Ask God, let me get to know who I need to know ASAP. Give me opportunities to meet the people in my community that will help me create that barrier. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's important, like, because if they come in, that person gets got, they don't know this person, they ain't called out. You get what I'm trying to say? So it creates that barrier. The more people you know in order to unify, right? I hear you, Father. United we stand, divided we fall. So get to know who's in your neighborhood, so that when the onslaught of the outer circle comes running in, we're better equipped to stay together. You get what I'm saying? All right. Last but not least, I just want to reiterate the importance of water. I can't say it enough. Get water filtration, get a water pump. That's something else with a long hose. Get a water pump, something that pump moves water from one location to the other. You know what I mean? Get a water pump and a way to move water from one location to the other. This is how disease comes in. Every one of those conspiracy theory notes uh talk about like another pandemic coming, another lockdown coming, something along those lines, them doing something to the water, them doing something, just the sickness in general, right? Either way it go, there ain't a way you can get out of sickness without water. You need water. Water is extremely important. um all right, I think let's see what else. Will anybody say something else before I go? Because I think that was it. I did it. That was the end of my notes. So, what you saying, my love? Hold on. I gotta go back up some. Hold on, sorry, y'all. Dinky said, remember the turkey knocking on my door? I do. I sent you. I was getting worried about my family and feeding them when all hits the fan. I prayed and God sent turkeys to knock on my door. Like literally, he sent food to her door. Like, and I saw pictures of the turkeys literally like, hey, we're just waiting. You need anything? That's the way the turkeys were at her door. That is true. um, that was just the craziest thing ever. Yes, it was. It really helped me to not worry too much about um I Linda said, wow, Dinky, they were knocking at your door. uh, I just ordered a great big bale to mount by my front door just in case I need to warn my street. It was, oh, a bell. That's cool. Like being, that's a great idea. You know, God showed me bells earlier. Rachel Pham would tell you about it. I saw bells. That is a great idea. Let's get the bell concept going. Maybe we can get a bell movement that says that, you know, you're safe with me, or something coming, the somebody's a coming, the somebody, you know, whoever's a coming, they are coming, they are coming. That is a great idea, and I love it. I love that idea. Just in case I need to warm my street, it was $90 on eBay. So and Linda said it was too funny. So um that was a great idea. Yeah. Y'all got any more ideas before I go? Right now, we at an hour. But if y'all got any more ideas, you know, it's about surviving the unsurvivable. You get what I'm saying? That's what we want to implant in people. Because it, like, I get it. Don't get me wrong. It's time we could be Limp Biscuit, but at the same point, it okay, God been talking this long. There we go. I hear you, Father, because he keeps saying that. You know, God keeps saying that over and over to me. He said, don't worry. I'm talking to the people that's supposed to make moves. I'm talking. And I believe it. Because if he could have talked to me, and I wasn't even one of y'all, like I wasn't a church person or nothing. If he could talk to me, I know for sure he talking to all of y'all. But I also wanted to, when he gave me this, it was like one of those, when he gave me the mission to do this video today, it was like one of those missions where it was like, yes, something positive. Believe that you can. Believe that he will direct your path. Believe that, you know, we're all looking for hobbies of things to do. You know, we're, you know, crocheting, we're painting, we're gardening, we're you know, we're looking for we're homesteading, we're looking for hobbies to do. Why not allow survival to be a good hobby? You know, like I am so looking forward to nailing these boards to the tree just to climb it. I want to climb a tree. I ain't climbed a tree since I was a little girl. I am so looking forward to nailing these boards on this tree to climb up and go up to the top of the tree. This is going to be so much fun, you know, so have fun with it and know that yes, God will protect you no matter what. And yeah, going home is good, but what about the part I told you where God said we're the soldiers for the children? If all of us lay down and die, what's going to happen to the kids? You know, we're the soldiers, we're their library, we're their advisory board, we're their uh link. Like, remember, this is what Moses said. Like he made a song about, like, to tell the children. But without that song, no, that's how they lost the Sabbath before. Put it that way, because y'all know the 3 days of darkness is the Sabbath. That's what they preparing for. That was what he was talking about when he was talking about the Sabbath coming, and he said practice for this until it comes, so you'll be ready for it when it comes. So that's how they lost the Sabbath before. Let's be able to mark this time. Let's be aware and be able to mark it in history for the next generation and give them some of the tools and the Bible verses. You know, they ain't been reading the Bible. We have. We could take them to Exodus and show them, you know, how and what the Exodus was about. You know what I mean? The original Sabbath was about, and how God brought us out and all that kind of stuff, you know? So remember, this is for the kids. This wasn't for you anyways. This wasn't for the pessimists. This was for the one who loves their niece. This is the one that loves their daughter, their son, their nephews. This is the one who knows there is evil out there that wants them dead so that they can take the children as slaves, right? That we go, like, we're the ones in the conspiracy theory world. It's time for us to believe our words or stop playing with fire. You know what I mean? I would say stop watching conspiracy theory if you ain't ready to make no moves. Cause we here, they doing it, and it's happened, and everything we done learned done came out true to where we can't deny it. We be stupid to deny it now. You get what I'm saying? So we might as well either make a move or get off the, make, you get what I'm trying to say. Y'all know the saying. We either do something about it in the best way that we can, or we close our eyes. Go ahead, close them then. But no, that's you're choosing who you're going to serve. God said it over and over again. Choose this day whom you shall serve. If you're going to serve Baal with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. If you're going to serve God, go ahead and serve God with all of your might, with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your being. You get what I'm saying? If that's, it's time to make that choice. If not, you just chav, but you don't understand bad. You think you understand bad. Because this death ain't a quick death. This death, not for everybody. You get what I'm saying? This death is a judgment. This death is a testing judgment. Uh, it's different. You get what I'm saying? So why not study for the test? Why not get the calculator? You get what I'm saying? That's what we're saying, dude. Get the calculator. All right. Uh, make sure you rope off as you climb. Yeah, I promise I will. That's what I was really trying to say, free from you. That's what I'm trying to say. I couldn't say it, but that's what I was trying to say, or get off the pot. That's really is time. And I hope this empowered you, so that when you hear people speaking as if they're just going to lay down and accept it, look at them and go, my God is a warrior. Victory is mine, declares the Lord. Like, no, no. What about the kids? You know, let's start building a culture of believing that God sent watchmen for a reason. Like, no, it wasn't entertainment. It wasn't entertainment. It was so you could, right? And they, as you see, they signaled that. Come on now, Mike Tyson and that Northern boy. Come on now. Y'all saw that wasn't a fair fight. Y'all saw that wasn't it didn't even look right visually. Like it felt like leave your elders alone. Why would you even show that it didn't even feel right visually. You get what I'm saying? So, and they communicating, and everything else. Oh God. They coming to take a spoil. That's all I gotta say. They coming to take a spoil. I really believe that one's gonna happen too. So prepare for it. And it looked like that fight was a signal to them. That looked like a rally for them to say, we can do it. You get what I'm saying? So come on, man. Come on. And that's another thing. I'm deciding to talk about these things freely. Pray about it, but I'm talking about them freely because they done gave too many receipts. Like, they done flat out said this what they doing. They done passed the legislation. They done made movies about this. Excuse my language. I ain't say it, but I meant it. I mean, the whole cast of Don't Look Up is up there. Y'all, the whole cast of Don't Look Up has been flaunted in front of like, the whole election season was the cast of Don't Look Up. The president made a movie saying leave the world behind. Come on, man. Like, I'm talking freely because I'm tired. That's my freedom. That's my liberty. That's my liberty, is to talk freedom about stuff that y'all done made facts. We got UFO sightings, and they want to say they ain't actually disclosed it, but they have. The fact that y'all flat out saying that y'all disclosed it, like, it's so much to where I think I'm going to spend my last few years. I don't even think they say they wanted to have it wrapped up by December, according to the minute to midnight video. But however long I got, I'm going to spend it in honesty. Like, there's too many receipts. There's too many receipts of legislation. Movies. How many ways can they tell it to us? How many ways can they say exactly what they're going to do? And they're doing and been doing and setting it up and done. Come on, because remember what I said about the HC? That was a test run back then. The holla, you know what I mean? That was a test run. They did it before. they'll do it again. So, especially with all this crap they pulling, it's like I'm tired. Yeah, so yeah. So if they do want to come for me, know this: I'm tired. I'm be laughing. I'm be laughing all the way. Cause y'all, come on now, y'all want to arrest me for saying what y'all done did? Flat out, y'all did that. It happened. So y'all did it and made a movie about it, and then told us we couldn't be anti-Semitic. Don't you say nothing bad about our bad we doing. Come on, man. Enough. Enough is enough. What you say? I had Linda B said I had a vision yesterday that I was fighting off evil to save my oldest granddaughter. Wow. Wow, praise God. I really believe that's what God is saying it, that she going to need you when all this is done. That's wow. That's amazing. I was also teaching her to fight. Yes. Yes. Teach somebody. A lot of people watch The Walking Dead. Carol taught them kids to fight. Teach them kids to fight. It's time so that way everybody could do this together. We ain't just gotta be punched in our mouths. We ain't gotta be just sitting there like that. Punch me. That's silly. Really wow. Didn't know that. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, Carol taught them kids how to fight. So let us do that. Some of that too. It's time to rally the troops. It's time to what how Jamila say, Nala say, boil the oil, flood the moats, boil the water. This is that time. Get ready like that. And you can do, like, I know that you may be an older person or limited in some kind of way, but right now's the time to pray to God and ask him, how do I supply for my, like, how do you want me, God, to supply for my limitations? He'll tell you. Like, ask him, like, what part of my participation would make, like, this, that I think it's Hezekiah, Hezek I don't know, one somebody in the Bible said, like, help me, Father. Like, hold on, wait, I want to give it. It was a prayer where he was like, yeah, I'm gonna be going through a bad time, but uh like, save my life within it. Like, save my life within it, you know? So how about we say that? How about we say that, for the children, for the children. I would say anybody who ready to lay down their life for what's coming, like on some, what do we do? They really committing suicide, tell you the truth, because you a soldier on the battlefield. We got kids to save. We got elders to save. We got a responsibility to the next generation to not just go down without a fight. Because you see what they did to our generation. They did this before. We see what we watch the videos, Blue Kachina, and how many times they done did it's cyclical, all that. We learned it. They did it before. So what are we gonna do now? Mind you, we're just setting a precedence for the next generation. So what are we gonna do to create a good foundation for the next generation through this process? Because if we don't, they're gonna create the foundation. History is taught by the victor. So if we let them fully, we lay down on this one, and we let them fully say there's nothing we could do, then they create the narrative to our children. They create the narrative for our children, and is that ain't what God asked us to do. Moses, come on, he told Moses, tell the children, make a song, write it down. Y'all think of a song. Like, we got to write it down, make a song for the kids on what to do and what was done and how to do it better. So I hope this motivated. Uh, yeah, it's definitely been wearing out the saints. And that's, let me tell you, free from you said, it's definitely been beginning to wear out the saints. That's what me and Miss Faithful was on the phone. That's what prompted, like, started going down this rabbit hole. Me and Faithful was on the phone, and, like, there was some stuff that only her and I knew that happened in the past. So we were evaluating it, and it was that moment where you go, without a shadow of a doubt, this is happening, this is what's going on. You get what I'm saying? We were just early, because we saw this 4 years ago. but we were early in telling y'all to prepare, you know? So where now a lot of our preps done wore out, the energy done wore out. Like I don't get me wrong, I'm not holier than you. I've been a few times like saying, get on with it. If they coming, come on, you know? I done said it, you know? So at that point we were talking about how like, oh, we should be preparing now. And then we both kind of went through the like that feeling of I don't even know if I got enough energy to make it, and you know, like I don't even know. Like, man, I wish I had the fervent, the ferocity that I had back then. That's what we both kind of said to each other. But then in that moment, it was like God was saying, like, no, like now's the time. So just get it back again. That whole remember all the excitement you had preparing 4 years ago, bring that excitement back, because just because you was early doesn't mean you should die. You get what I'm saying? Just because we were early in it doesn't mean we should just lay down and die, you know? So that's why this came about, because the saints have been worn out. But I felt like God wanted me to do this to rally y'all to hope, rally y'all to believe, rally y'all to be empowered to try something. And we love Cat Williams right now, right? What he say? Remember that joke about trying something won't work, trying something, keep trying something with your like have that like this, if this the end of our like if this let's say this is the end of our lives, right? Forget the end of the world, right? It's the end of our lives. Don't you want to finish strong? Like we're in a time that is going to be wrote about in history books. In history books. Don't you want to be known when they tell your story again later on that she did not go down without a fight? Like in the end, she fought with all, or he fought with all they was worth. Like that's how you become Harriet Tubman. That's how you become Harriet Tubman. Real talk. You know, so, or I don't know if y'all can still hear me. Can y'all still hear me? I'm going to get off of here. My daughter was just calling me, but yeah, so just fight with all your heart and get as close to your daughters as you possibly like show them the receipts of the things that we've been saying. So if they don't see how serious it is, they may believe you, but they may not see how serious this is. Give them receipts. Give them receipts so that maybe they'll come to the same conclusion you came to. You know, give them the receipts. Give them the knowledge of the stuff. Don't tell it to them. Go show them the receipt. You know what I mean? Tell them, watch that video. Why read this book. Read this chapter and verse of a Bible. Look at this, read this news article. Do those things with them, you know, so that maybe they, you know, this is like that movie Alien versus Predator when he was like, you got to give them back the tools. Give them the tools to understand how real this is and how serious it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, give them the receipts. Don't tell them, show them, you know? So and then if if they're smart, right? That's a trigger for kids sometimes. If they smart enough, they'll see it, and because they don't want to not be smart enough, they'll see it. They'll take the time and really evaluate it and come to an conclusion. Okay, all right. I love you guys. I gotta go. My daughter's calling me, so God bless y'all. I hope this was valuable. Like the video, y'all. Let's get some likes in so that maybe it'll get to some more people who feel hopeless, so that they'll know hope is what you make it. Like, pray to God, pray and ask God how to make it out. And then while it's daylight, go about innovating ways to make it out. Like how for you specifically to make it out. You get what I'm saying? So that means making sure your lawnmower got you might have to drive, drive the lawnmower somewhere. Who knows? But making sure you're ready while it's daylight. All right. God bless y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.